Okay, so here's our first 30, 60, 90. How do I know it's a 30, 60, 90? Well, I look at the angles, 30, 60, 90. Again, if this is 30, then the side across from it is the short leg, S. If this is the right angle, the side across from it is the hypotenuse, 2S. And then this bottom third side is S square root of 3. Now, the downfall of delta math is that all these problems will look exactly the same in terms of how the triangle is shaped. You must be able to adapt if the triangle is turned a different way. Anywho, we want to find x. X is 2s, 2 times s. They gave us what s is. S is 5. Just plug it in. 2 times 5. And x is 10. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, no time at all. There you go. Now again, start you off easy, right? They get harder. Okay, here comes another one. Okay, here's the next one. So again, another 30, 60, 90 triangle. Here's your 30. Across is the short legs. That's S. Here's my 90. Across, and that is the hypotenuse, 2S. And the third side is S square root of 3. You're looking for X. X is S times the square root of 3. They give you what S is. S is 2. So X is just going to be 2 times the square root of 3. And that's it. You're done. Boom. Quick. Okay, next one's coming. Okay, so here's the next one. All right, so we want to find the length of X. So again, 30, 60, 90 triangle. Here's your 30. So there's your short leg S. Here's your right angle. So there's your hypotenuse 2S and the third side. So we want to find X, which is going to be S square root of 3. They give us what 2S is. 2S is equal to 7. So divide by 2, divide by 2. The 2's cancel. S is, and now that is a fraction 7/2, or it's also 3.5. Now I'm not sure if they'll allow you to do 3.5. Okay, I'm going to stick with the 7/2. Okay, because they talk about denominators. So 7/2. So now X is going to be S 7/2 square root of 3. That square root of 3 goes to the top. 7 square root of 3 divided by 2. And that's it. So this one you had to kind of go through the short leg to get to the long leg. 7 square root of 3 over 2. Notice the square root of 3 only goes to the top. It doesn't go to the top and bottom. 7 square root of 3 divided by 2. And again, I would stick to fractions, not decimals. All right, maybe two more. Okay, next one here. So we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So again, here is the short leg S. Right angle here, so your hypotenuse is 2S. And here's the long leg S square root of 3. So we want to find out what X is. And X is just going to be S. We are given what S square root of 3 is. S square root of 3 is equal to 6. We need to divide by the square root of 3 to get S by itself on both sides. S is by itself. Over here, you can't just divide the 6 and 3 because the 3 is inside a square root. You have to rationalize this by multiplying the top and bottom by the square root of 3. So the top, just write it next to each other, 6 square root of 3. The bottom, the reason we rationalize is to bring the 3 out of the square root. Because square root of 3 times square root of 3 is square root of 9. And the square root of 9 simplifies just to 3. Last thing you have to do here, look to simplify. They do. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and the square root of 3 just comes along. And this is the length, or the value of S, and that's exactly what X is. X is S, 2 square root of 3. Oh, what was that? Uh-oh. Sorry, this pen with the settings. Good. 2 square root of 3. Good. All right, let's find one more kind of difficult one. All right, last one here, right? So another 30, 60, 90. Here's my 30. That's the short leg. Here's my right angle. So there's the hypotenuse, 2S. And then my third side, S square root of 3. So I want to find out what X is, and X is going to be 2. Sorry. Jeez. There we go. Sorry about that. X is going to be 2s. I'm given what s square root of 3 is. S square root of 3 is the square root of 2. Okay, so we're going to rationalize this, or I'm sorry, we're going to divide by the square root of 3 to get the s all by itself. Now, if the square root of 2 and the square root of 3 could combine, right? If they could like subtract or divide, we would do that. But they can't. So now we rationalize. So the square root of 2 and square root of 3 do multiply to become the square root of 6. That stays by itself. And then down here, again, when you multiply the square root of 3 by the square root of 3, the 3 pops out. Again, you cannot simplify this. You cannot divide 6 by 3 because the 3 is not inside of a square root. And now to find x, we must take 2 times square root of 6 over 3. Remember, this is a 2 over 1, so the 2 only gets multiplied up top. Because the 6 is inside a square root, we don't make this 12. We just make it 2 square root of 6. The 3 on the bottom stays 3 because it's really 1 times 3, which is 3. And this is the value of x, 2 square root of 6 over 3. Really difficult one there. Again, if you're having trouble with these, if they're taking you longer than a minute or two, ask for help. Okay? Label the picture every time and ask for help if you need it. All right, good luck.